Hey everyone, today is November 12th, Thursday, November 12th. So I'm about a week early on this video, but it's important. I really feel it's important that I make this today. Last night I was at the 911 center here doing chaplaincy, which meant that I wore my chaplain's clothes. Woke up this morning because Tropical Storm Eta hit our area, and it was kind of good. I was there last night. But when I got up this morning, I saw that our fence was blown down. For those of you that are on my Facebook, you'll see the pictures. And that's all fine. It wasn't a lot of damage. It's just a bunch of stuff torn up or blown down. But I put on my chaplain's clothes, what I was wearing last night, to go out and pick up this mess. And it got me to thinking of disaster relief. Now, for those of you who have heard me, I'm also a chaplain for Florida Baptist Disaster Relief. And it reminded me of a story I heard during Hurricane Michael. Got called up to Panama City. I'm really bad about sharing stories. I always feel like it's the person's story and I don't want to take it, but I got permission to share this. And I don't think I ever did, but I think it's relevant today. So, up there in Panama City, I went to this shelter. It was a high school. A ton of people there. I would go in and I would just walk around, talk, let people know that they're not forgotten. So there's one fella sitting, and I'm talking to a friend of his. He walks away, so it's me and this guy. And I'm like, I said, I'm glad you're here. How'd you make out in the storm? He said, I've been listening to you. He was at home during the storm, and he said that it was him, his two children, and the mother of his kids were in this house. So, as the storm starts raging, the windows bust out, and he gets everyone to go into the bathroom. He gets a mattress and throws it on top of them. And after a while, I'm not sure how long, he said the mattress got sucked off of them because the roof had blown off. So their house was disintegrating. So he told everybody, run to the truck. So they ran to the truck. Everyone piles in, the two kids and the mom. And he goes to close the door, but a wind grabs that door and throws it back against the side of the truck, so he can't close it. It's jammed this door. And he looks, and there's a tornado. So he tells everybody, run. Because like a lot of us in Florida, we have contingencies for when these things come, if the worst case comes. Neighbor's house was his contingency. So he told everyone, run to the neighbors. And he said when he did that, he watched that tornado lift up off the ground. They're all running into the house. They all get into the neighbor's house. And when he turned around to close that door, he said he saw that tornado sit back down on the ground. He lost his house. He lost his truck. He lost everything, you would think. But he told me at the end of this, he said, I am the luckiest man alive, because everyone was safe, and when he saw that tornado lift up, he told me he was a Christian man, and he knew it was God that took care of them. And I was really struck by this story, because in the worst of times, what we do is God is right there with us, and we get to see God. And I told him, I can talk about God, I can give him all sorts of Bible verses about God, I can preach all around God and tragedy and his presence here. He saw him. And this was just one of a number of stories from people who were said and knew they were the luckiest people alive. And all of them was because they got to see God in the midst of that storm. You know, I don't know what storm it is you go through. And I don't know what worry you have. It can be the election. It can be jobs. It can be COVID. It can be anything, big or little, but it's a storm. And if you're going through it, it's big. Look, because you have that opportunity to see God and see Him in action. And it was just reminding me of that today as I was out there cleaning up that mess. And I think it's because it reminded me of what disaster relief is like. So just want to share that story with y'all. And tell you, be encouraged. Because God is there. And sometimes in these storms, we focus on the storm. We focus on the anxiety and the stuff going on. Step back for a second and just look. And you'll get that chance to see God. You know? And for those of my friends out there who do not know God, talk to me. Because He just misses you. And let us show you how you can experience the same thing too that we know. All right, guys? Have a fantastic day. And thanks for letting me share.